In this video, we'll talk about try with resources improvement which are made in Java 9. The try with resources statement is a try statement that declares one or more resource. A resource is an object that must be closed after the program is finished with. The try with resource makes sure that each resource is closed at the end of the statement. An object which implements java.lang.autoclosable or java.io.closable can be used as a resource. There are over 100 classes that implements auto-closable interface. In Java 8, the syntax for the try with resources does not make sense because you have to initialize another variable in the try with resources block for any resource which implements auto-closable. So in this case, it is initializing another variable br with the buffer reader. So it does not make sense to initialize another variable in the try with resources block. So this improvement has been made in Java 9 where you don't have to initialize the variable, another variable in the try with resources block. So in this case, there is no br buffer reader br1 is equal to buffer reader. So this improvement has been made, which makes sense in Java 9. Now let's implement example of try with resources. So let's create a new package. And the package name is Java 9 improvements. And inside the Java 9 improvement, we'll be creating a new class. And this class is try with resources example. And let's create public static void main. And first we'll be showing example with Java 8. So in Java 8, you have to define, for example, in this case, you are reading an input string or reading an input string from the string reader, and let's define the string as don't cut any corners, and then create a buffer reader. Buffer reader is equal to new buffer reader and input string, and then try with resources block buffer reader buffer reader 1 is equal to buffer reader, and south b buffer reader 1 dot read line. Let's move it to the next line. It's complaining about the exception handling, so more actions and add exception to method signature. So this is how we used to do it in Java 8. Now let's run this program. And it basically said buffer reader or read line, don't cut any corners. Now let's implement an example with Java 9. So reader input string is equal to new reader, input string 2 is equal to new reader. In this case, let's put hang in there. And buffer reader 1 or buffer reader 2 is equal to new buffer reader and input string 2. And then try with resources. In this case, we'll just use directly buffer reader 2 and south b buffer reader 2 dot read line. Let's move this to the next line. That's all, and let's run this example. So you can see that it printed out the second line, which is also hang in there. So That's the only difference between the Java 8 and Java 9, and it's a very small difference, but it makes sense.